everybody. Welcome to attempt number 2 of Dehlia Dark Urge Honor Mode. For those of you that don't read my fics, you should. I think they're neat. Other people on the internet have thought they're neat. Dehlia is a Dark Urge Celadrine Drow, and normally I play her with... We've all seen this cutscene, I'm skipping it. Normally, I play her with Beppo Berry's Tathlyn as her big brother. There's a whole backstory that I'm not going to get into. If you want to know about their backstory together, you should read Spider and Songbird on AO3. I think we've done really well with it. It's currently on hiatus as of this recording. Hopefully by the time that this actually makes it to YouTube, it'll be, like, ready for public consumption. Who knows, though? Certainly not me. So, I'm basically just doing the talk and let everybody know what's going on while... Which one's the line? Not that one, I want the loot. I'm letting everybody know what Dehlia's whole deal is while I go through this. So, Dehlia and Tathlyn are both Drow. Tathlyn or Dehlia, depending on the canon that we're running with, because we made AUs for our AU, get absconded with by their dad from their super abusive Drow mother. In the reality where Dehlia falls in with the Dark Urge side, she is always raised by her mother, because their dad is just incapable of allowing the Dark Urge to take over his kid, I guess. I feel like I have one more point than I did last time. So, in the world where Dehlia is alone and doesn't have her brother to fall back on and doesn't have her dad, she's a little weird. This is always the face that I use with her because I really like the starting freckles on it. And I also like the cheekbone placement.
What?
Well, I am a little weird.
What was that?
So, when I do Dehlia on her own, she gets a big scar. I can never remember which one it is that I give her. It's this one. It's that one. Because it looks mad fucked. Whereas Tathlyn, when we play, has that one. And it's always described as an acid burn. I think it's real sick. But so, the, like, exact counter of that, I think, is this one. Because that scar is everywhere that the burn scar isn't. Anyways. When we do 1,000,000 freckles, because freckles are important. And I know which one I want for her. None of you judge me. None of you, like, hypothetical viewers. And Beppo, who is less hypothetical. In every iteration, she has the birds on her face because Songbird. Spider and Songbird is named after her and Tathlyn. Tathlyn is the spider because he's raised Drow. Dehlia is the songbird because she's a bard, and we're very original here. One of her defining characteristics is that she has eyes that are so dark green that they look unnatural, so we got that done. Makeup. I switch up her makeup every time because I cannot be fucked with to settle on one thing. Oh god. Because, like, she wouldn't do her makeup the exact same way every time. That would be ridiculous. It is always girly and pretty, though. Look at that pink lip gloss straight out of the 90s. sus noises behind me. I don't think that she approves of my 90s lip gloss. Look at her. No, I hate that. We're changing her makeup. Butterfly-looking one? Cute in theory. Bad in practice. Ooh, that's even better. Alright, that's what we're going with. Yeah, she's done. And then, as always, we put in her name. Crap, I forgot to do the proficiencies. So, Evil Dehlia doesn't do persuasion. If she can't handle it with deception and intimidation, it doesn't need handling. And I usually pick Arcana or History for her. Because the Durge backstory is that she doesn't remember anything, I don't think that it makes much sense to do History. So, we do Arcana. Because magic and shit.
You need a guardian.
For the Guardian, this is something that Beppo and I started doing on our run-throughs. I pick the exact same face. I do a messier scar. I up the maturity. So it just looks like Dehlia if she were older. And then we do the spider lips. There's no makeup. Eyes stay the same, drow red. And then I pick a no-nonsense Karen cut for her. 'Cause that is what makes the most sense, given the backstory and how terrible of a woman she is to her kids. So there we go. We have the Karen. Literally just an older Lulthsworn version of Dehlia. Terrifying in every regard. So, full disclosure, this is the second time I'm starting this honor mode run through. I did some real dumb stuff as soon as I got to the land with Shadowheart. And had to kind of restart it a little. So that's where we're working right now, is restarting that. Again, we've all seen these intro cuts, so I'm probably just going to skip through most of them as long as I don't have something more interesting and personal to say. I don't know if I've already mentioned it, because ADHD and my brain's just constantly scattered, but really what brought this on was that they came out with the new evil endings, and when I play Dehlia on her own, and she doesn't have her dad and she doesn't have her brother as, like, good role models that encourage morals, she ends up becoming incredibly power hungry, and most of the bad outcomes for the companions are like only possible if Tav is power hungry. So that's entirely what's happening. I wanted to see those bad outcomes, and I wanted to do it from the perspective of Dehlia. When Beppo and I play together, because Beppo plays her older brother that, like, insists on having morals, like some kind of monster, it never ends up being bad at the end. So this is my real foray into how dark of a dark urge Dehlia can become. I'm really excited for it. So we're going to skip through the rest of this and hope that it didn't completely botch my volume. Wow, look at her. She's beautiful. feel like
The blood in your head thrums and pounds. That pounding blood obscures who you are. An overwhelming loss of memory. How you ended up amidst these hellish flames is just as hidden. You have nothing in your skull, besides your name and a headache. But you are in danger. Time to get out of here. And then you can shed light on the dark of the matter of yourself.
I feel like Tav and Durge look the best when they're covered in blood. That might just be me.
Dead. Good. How much further can I go?
So I can monologue over this as, like, me, Jackalope the player. Or I could roleplay as Dehlia. The problem is, I'm not so good with accents. And every voice option
Not everyone made it out
has
alive.
an accent. Not everyone made it out alive. Yeah, I don't think that sounds right.
Visions project into your mind. A nautiloid hurtling through the plains, resplendent with psionic energy.
So, you're probably going to end up listening to me ramble a lot as we go through.
Something good here, I hope.
Something good here, I hope. Or mimic her in the vain hope that the voice turns out right. So, when I normally play Dehlia, she has a very big ooh shiny problem. She gets distracted, she runs around, she touches everything. Like, the first thing that she does in every playthrough with Tathlyn is touch the nursery. As Durge, as a Tav, no matter what, she touches the nursery. And it explodes and everything catches on fire. In a playthrough where she doesn't have somebody that she intrinsically trusts, like her brother, or when she doesn't have, like, that raising from her
Images
father
of goblins,
that
habits and histories
taught her how to be a
flash into your
person,
mind.
she is very no-nonsense, like, straight to the point.
An anomaly.
She's not picking
Not
up any
like
of these rune
ourselves,
slates,
one
even
can
though they
take
could
from
be
the
useful
world.
later, because they're not useful right now, and all she cares about is surviving the right now part. She can gain the knowledge and move on from there.
History, elves, dwarves, humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
I need a quick word.
My biggest fear in every honor mode run through is that I'm going to have to kill Us, because Us is my favorite character and has been since early access. I'm just such a big fan.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place you'll free us.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please. Before they return. They return.
You sound afraid. Why? I think that she's very demanding when she asks questions. Like, very drow matriarch level of demanding.
A newborn. Born new from this husk.
You realize you're talking to an intellect devourer, a minion of the mind flayers who abducted you.
Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
Oh, bless you. Sometimes my dog gets too excited and then he sneezes. I think he's allergic to fun. Oof. I think Dehlia is allergic to intelligence rolls.
Apart from this strange context, you notice nothing unusual about the brain.
I mean, that's fair, though. Dexterity o'clock. Yay!
The brain lifts from the skull, but you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient should it prove a threat. Your fingers twitch with the desire to rip its tender, moist meat to shreds.
What a description. Split splatter. Everything about this scene just fills me with something. Not glee, it's a bit too gory for that, but something. Like the way that you get really excited when the bad guy kills people that deserve it in horror movies.
It relaxes.
Like when the shitty boyfriend gets whacked. That's the type of glee and horror and squick that I feel at this scene.
Free.
Every time.
Our freedom is ours, friend.
The creature pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes seizes in recognition.
We must go to the helm. At the helm, we are needed.
I think that Dehlia is very focused on names because in this run through, that's literally all she has. She has her name, she has survival. That's it. So I think that the only way that she connects personally at this point is names.
To the
All
helm
right.
we go. We are going to the helm.
Alright, Mojo Jojo talking motherfucker. Can I say motherfucker on YouTube? I don't know, we'll find out. It's not like I'm gonna get many views at all. Which I'm more than fine with. Becoming YouTube famous sounds exhausting. That's just a cinematic masterpiece of a scene right there. Just Lae'zel and the dragon and ugh, gets me every time. I just think Lae'zel is so cool. I don't think she gets enough love.
Through the strange woman's eyes.
I love her little spots.
What is this? Skvar, you are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
She looks genuinely excited. But Dehlia doesn't have an insight score. Dehlia has a +1 to wisdom and is not proficient in insight. So, I think that she reads somebody who tried to attack her when she has no melee weapon and is now accepting that she is being used as a tool by this other badass bitch in armor. Which, I mean, look at that. She's beautiful. But I think normal Dehlia, like non-Durge Dehlia, falls in love with literally everybody as soon as she meets them. But especially with the girls that you meet in the prologue. Falls in love immediately. I think in this, because everything is threat and she knows literally nothing, that's how she responds to everything. It's just no nonsense.
Chance of survival.
How are we going to survive? Fine.
First, we exterminate the imps.
Ugh.
Then we find the helm.
It's
and
the
take
noises
control
for
of the
me on
ship.
that one.
As for that
Ugh,
thing,
they give me bad
the
shivers.
old tame as long as it believes we are thralls. It may be
That
of use
thing
in the fight
has
to
a
come.
name. Its name is us. And I love them. Ugh.
Pipe down! Barrel sharp, the wit on you.
Vicious mockery is one of my favorite things in the game.
I will ascend.
I want to know who came up with all of the insults, because they're just so spectacular. Yeah, you tell him, Lae'zel. That's not enough to hurt me.
An ode for you. Odeur, mayhaps.
I don't know that I've ever heard that one before. That was good.
Swift and lethal.
Something's on my mind.
Not now. We must go.
Well, I'll just pretend like that conversation didn't happen, right? If I remember right, one of these imps has a rapier that I can actually use. Like, I could hypothetically use the hand axe, but it's... my strength is not there. Like, I'm pretty sure I have a slightly better strength than the wizard.
Ship won't be able to take another dragon attack.
There we go.
We need to get out before it's too late.
We'll just leave those behind.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Maybe not gods, plural. I feel like at this point, the game has been out for a year. Everybody knows the, like, secret ending. And knows,
See.
like, what the Durge's whole deal is. Again, we're gonna see Dehlia just look at something and go, I don't got time for this. And this is, straight up, for me, the hardest part every time.
You! Get me out of this damn thing! We have no time for stragglers.
The construction is too alien. Nothing looks familiar.
This ship is crashing. Do you intend to die for a stranger?
In every other playthrough, with the exception of my one Gith playthrough, where it's also no nonsense, we're not stopping for anyone, we do whatever Lae'zel tells us. In every other playthrough, I get her out because I spent so long playing early access where we couldn't physically get her out. Like, it wasn't scripted in the game. They didn't have the key scripted into the game yet. And it broke my heart every time. So now when I have to actively choose to leave her behind and I have another choice, it
Cannot
wrecks
be
me.
helped. Come.
Ugh, my heart.
How many hosts of these gay infected?
Like in this playthrough, we don't even stop and look at that.
But for what? A brain in a jar.
We pick up the slave mine because it's next to a chest that looks important. We open the box again, only really because it looks important. And she does still have the U shiny problem.
Faint images appear in your mind. A brain, a Githyanki warrior, and centuries of dark.
Another brain.
Do it. We will deal with the Geich after we escape.
So bossy.
Connect the nerves. Nerves. We will connect them.
Mojo Jojo. Awareness
We
is
need to
out.
get out of here now.
You don't say.
Thou inglorious hog.
Inglorious hog. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. You're just so good. Leave my baby alone. That brain is my son. Nice. Good job, us. It's 170 is a bit much. 10%. God, every time it does that full black screen, seriously, I want to think of it's not brain. I really like talking. Sounds like a bad time. You mean not enough range?
The Helm's alien transponder. You made it in time.
I think my plan is to go until we get the level up, and then stop it there, and then pick up as soon as I'm done leveling up, because I feel really certain that nobody wants to see my leveling up. I feel really certain that nobody wanted to see my character creation, but I had things to say, and if you hated the things that I had to say, you can fast forward through it, or play it on like 2 times speed, or crochet while I ramble on in the background. That's what I do most of the time when I'm watching like Critical Role and stuff. Especially when they start talking about rules. Like, because they cut out all of the rules conversations in Dimension 20, I have to be paying attention for it. But with specifically everything else, every other actual play show, they talk about the rules for so long, and I care so little. I'm watching for the story, at which point I really should just be, like, watching a TV show. But it makes for great background noise. Like, I got through most of the Mighty Nine when I was regularly going to the gym and just running on a treadmill. Granted, I don't remember most of what happened in the Mighty Nine. But I blame that on the brain fog. Smash. Smash. Pass. Look at my beautiful girl. Oh, Christ, I'm tired. It is past my bedtime. But I'd like to get to, like, a good ending point before I turn off, especially because I know that it's right around the corner.
Once you are free of the Mind Flayer ship. But your past is still an aching void. If you don't find a way to remove the tadpole burrowed in your brain soon, your future will be as blank as your past. Your head whispers vengeance. You cannot wait to slice your way forth, seeking whatever wrought this tragedy.
For character reasons. So, Beppo's already heard this a million times, but every time I start a new save, somebody inevitably asks me, so are you going for Ascended Astarion or Spawn Astarion, or are you going for Sharon, Shadowheart, or Salunite, or,
Stop!
you know, all of that.
Not another step or I'll... Wait.
And my answer is always that I don't
You're
know.
the one who tried to free me on
Because
the
I
ship.
don't decide
least
these things
you made the
beforehand.
effort.
Suddenly you see what she sees, feel what she feels. Confusion, resolve, and a hint of gratitude.
I don't really plan out character
Did
arcs.
you feel that?
The
You've got the
character
same
just
thing
kind
I
of
do.
like
In your head.
possesses me for an extended period of time, and then I do those things.
The same. It must be that tadpole they put in our eyes. I assume that's what caused our minds to...
It drives my
Cross.
co-writer absolutely
These things are
insane.
going to consume us from the
every time.
inside and turn us into mind flayers. I don't know much, but enough to be afraid. This is how they breed. We host their spawn, and once they're ready, they'll tear right through us. I'm not sure how much time we have left,
What a
but I'm
way
not
to
going to wait
phrase
to
that.
find out. You and I need a healer. Finding one won't be easy in this wilderness. We'll need supplies. I'm hoping something of use might be behind this door, but I've barely made a dent in it so far. I was thinking the same thing. Around the top of this cliff, perhaps. Hopefully there's no more of these creatures along the way.
Flirts and drow.
Well, these things have been giving me plenty of practice. But I'd rather get out of here than push my luck.
Bless you. Calcifer just sneezed off screen again.
Or just company for our final moments. But
So
you're
cheery.
right. Whatever lies ahead will be a little less daunting with support. You can call me Shadowheart.
So last time I didn't go for this one, and this time I think I am, because I'm just so deadly curious.
I've never met a drow with a sense of humor. Perhaps we'll get along.
Yeah, alright.
Lead the way.
Ooh. Remember how I said that she always falls in love with the girls on the ship? A non-insignificant part of it is that lead the way. Like, I, personally, Jackalope, the player, would follow people into bad situations for that voice.
More of those wretched things.
Alright, so this time, we're gonna play smart.
Don't want to draw any attention. On my way.
We're gonna start with Shadowheart, throwing firebolt at the Nautiloid tank because it's gonna create a big explosion.
Waiting with
We gotta
bated
get.
breath.
Oh shit!
Vicious filth. Best keep some distance, or this will be a short fight.
Drink a health potion, hang out up
The
there.
dance of death.
Alright, bitch.
Love limb of a lecherous lich.
Love the alliteration there. I think he's hiding from me on purpose.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Better hide. Have to keep going.
That's alright. Because now
I'll
we can
strike
just
you
go do
down.
a stab. Yeah. Wasn't much chance of that working. Worth a shot.
You fight well.
Dead.
Perhaps our survival isn't such a distant prospect.
High praise indeed. Alright. I think that's us for this time. I am going to save, and then the next time that I record, I'm going to level up and then start recording so that nobody has to sit through me rambling on and on while I level up. Or maybe I'll forget that I promised this, and you'll listen to me ramble on and on while I level up. That could be fun too. Good night, sweet dreams. Don't let the dark urge bite.
Well, I didn't tell anyone, but a bird flew by.